It's another episode of If You Know, You Know. Long time coming back from Mexico, a little tan. But I'm with my boy Brandon. Long time coming.
Yes, sir.
The entrepreneur himself, the creator, the businessman, the boss. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How you?
I'm good. I'm lovely on this Sunday, feeling real holy.
I seen you in Mexico pop me your shit, man.
Yeah, I'm a little chocolate man right now.
I feel that.
Yeah, but I wanted to sit down with you for a while, but you've been on the move, working.
You know how that go.
But you wear a bunch of different hats, and I wanted to really dissect your story as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You have the Better View brand, which is crazy.
Appreciate
Future
you.
just had at his concert.
Yeah.
Free band over your Future. He wore your merch.
Yeah.
So how, just jumping into it, like how do you connect yourself with these, top artists?
To be honest, it's all about who you know. Like I pride myself on my network, the network of people, my book of business, anybody that I'm connected to. A lot of it has come from like people putting me in these positions. That's why, like I said, I literally tell people it's really about who you know. A lot of the times not what you know, but if you got both, that helps, like couple guys that I'm really cool with were like, hey, this makes sense for you. Let's go ahead and do this. He's doing it in Atlanta, the Atlanta show. Doug's from Atlanta, let's rock out. That thing is everywhere, so,
And it's crazy because it's like, you would think how you move, you don't have a family or like responsibilities. It's like you're moving single, but you're not. You have a kid, you have a beautiful girlfriend, wife.
Yeah.
How do you like manage all of these things and still have time to like be a dad and be like a good fiance, husband, boyfriend?
Man, I wish I could give you like a breakdown of it, but honestly, it's like time management. Like you got to know what time and place. Like when is the right time like to focus on the business? When is the right time to go network with friends? When is the right time to I gotta step in, I gotta be a father. So it's really just like time management. Sometimes it gets hard, it can be overwhelming, but it's like the partner that I have in Amber, it's like she's right there with me. Like she want me to make it just as bad as I want to make it. So therefore she's gonna do whatever she can to relieve some pressure off me so I can really focus on trying to get us where we're trying to be. But yeah, man, it's like, happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life.
I was supposed to go to the wake party yesterday. It fell on the day of our anniversary. I got the craziest look, and obviously I didn't go, you know what I mean? But shout out everybody that had a good time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how that works, man. And
y'all two on Twitter are so funny. Like when I go on your Twitter page, it's always some like funny stuff that you be saying. I'm always like living for the tweets.
Yeah.
Like y'all both are like pretty popular on social media.
Yeah.
Do you get any like brand partnership situations?
1,000%. But it's always about like really like you got to know what's for you. I tell people I don't think you should take every opportunity that's thrown your way. I think you should take the ones that really play to who you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do something for running shoes and I don't run. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense for me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of brand partnerships come through, especially for her. I'm cool. She the popular one. We'll get past that. You know what I'm saying? She the popular one. But yeah, man.
So we're in Origins NYC and Canal Street. And I remember you were saying like it's one of the first stores that had your merch in there. How was that journey?
Man, listen, the feeling that I got, so I'm really close to my boy Tristan. Shout out YVX, they go crazy. Cherish, that's part owner of the store, Chuck. Those guys embrace me. And, like I said, it's about your network. You know what I'm saying? Network is important. So one of the first stores, that ever carried my merch, they put my Thug tees in a store. They sold out, I think within a couple weeks. It was amazing. So now we're in the process of looking to re-up, put some more now that, Future dropped and everything. Yeah. So, I live for the full circle moment, right? Yeah. So we're back here, we're doing an interview because this is who embraced me. If I could, put some more light on them, they're gonna do it right back. It's all about mutualism. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a nice ass word. Mutualism. But speaking on like Thug and Future, like Future, how do you feel about Thug being in jail?
Oh man, listen, if Future wasn't carrying us, you know, music's in a bad place right now. I think the one thing that I do like is the sound coming out of New York. Shout out Cash Cobain, Gwen and them.
When is that coming out? His
but
album?
yeah. Like, but other than that, it's like when Thug is out, everybody, you see how everybody beefing. I feel like that's the peacemaker. That's probably the one that's bringing everything together. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we definitely need some new thuggers. So, you know, free Jeff. Free Jeff. Free Jeff.
But yeah. But being a full-time creator, because we was having this conversation yesterday. It was like, what does Brandon do? And I'm like, that's why I like Brandon, because it's like, in this day and age, you're not supposed to just do one thing. You don't get no money doing that. You have to like wear many different hats. But what do you think is like your main source of like income revenue as a creator?
It's the brand, right? Obviously, that's my baby.
Yeah.
But like speaking on the brand, and I just want to shed some light on this. I think a lot of people think like you could just come out of nowhere, you could start a brand and it's gonna pop. A lot of the times people forget, even what these bigger companies are going back to, it's about community. So a big thing for me right now is the parties. When I'm throwing the parties, I'm getting people to come out.
Yeah.
Whether you purchase something from my brand or not, you're starting to figure out who I am, right? So you come in, you having a good time with me. Then you go and you see, you like, oh, well, I just went to bro party. Now he doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's community building, and I feel like a lot of brands are forgetting that. Like you gotta have like, you know, a good demographic or the demographic that you're really trying to appeal to. You got to know who that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about knowing your target audience. So.
And what is your target audience, and what is the demographic you're trying to cater to?
Any smart brand is the youth.
The youth.
The youth. That's you gotta go with the kids. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grow up with them. That's why a lot of artists, you know, they reach a certain peak and then they come back, or they rap in a certain way or this and that, because you gotta appeal to the youth. That's the only, you gotta, you know, stay young.
That is true. And then coming to, I saw something on Twitter with Jim Jones and Lil Yachty saying like who had the best like influence in fashion, New York or Atlanta. What do you think about that? Like, I think personally, like New York get everything first when it comes to like music, fashion. Like New York has it. Atlanta, it's like it got popular over the years because Gucci Man, because Future, because Thug. But what's your point of view of that?
Fashion? There's no fashion week in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So we'll start there. Yeah. I feel like the way everybody's dressing right now is like TikTok fashion. It's trendy. You know what I'm saying? But if you go back, you look at the times, you're dressing like anybody walking on the street in 2000s in New York. Baggy pants, Ibisu, Pele. You got, Atlanta wasn't wearing no Peles back then. So it's just like, as far as like music though, we talking the cars, we talking the classics, you know what I'm saying? Putting 40-inch rims, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta got that. Atlanta has that.
The
as far as,
grills,
and consistent sound when it comes to music. Atlanta got that. Top rappers, you got Thug and Future, they up there. Yeah, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? And we can keep going. It's a lot of them guys when it comes to music that come from Atlanta. New York is definitely where the Bronx is where rap started. Get that. But who got it right now as far as the sound is gonna be Atlanta in my opinion.
I would say Atlanta has it right now. I would say
they got it right now, for sure.
Right the Better View brand.
Yeah.
You know, you have a drop coming out.
Yeah. Later this week.
What's the? Because I saw Future with the merch.
Right.
As hell. Is it just like, you know, tees, or it's just like, is it hats? Is it like hoodies?
This is the thing, right? Still being fairly new, like a new brand, I've tried to pace myself. Yeah. I feel like urgency is the enemy of creativity. Yeah. And I'm not rushing myself for no one. So it's like, if you like what I got going right now, like it, right? And we'll soon to expand. Just like how I really respected, you know, Virgil's journey, because he went from streetwear into high fashion, and it's a transition. I feel like a lot of people think you could just jump into high fashion. Not smart to do. You got to build up the clientele. Nobody's buying a $600 shirt from you and nobody knows you. It's not happening. So it's just like, again, you got to build up. So right now, that's my whole thing. And I think I'm looking into first quarter of next year actually releasing the collection, which I'm really excited about. But as of right now, we stick to the single drops. We stick to community building. And then when it's time to put it out there, put it on them, Now everybody's like, look, I got these pants from
Yeah.
Better View, top from Better View, flannel from Better View.
Yeah.
We get there, but we do it gradually. I just believe in taking your time with a lot of things, especially things you care about. If you care about something, take your time with it.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody rush you. I'm not trying to be ahead of no one. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to run my own race.
And the thing, you made a great point. I feel like in today when everything is microwavable, like
Mhm.
TikTok and social media, it's like you pressured to put things out, even if it's not
1000%.
top notch. So it's like what you said, just take your time, and the
Mhm.
shit is already dope.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
appreciate you.
What would you tell yourself six to 10 years ago as an entrepreneur? What advice would you give Brandon in 2014?
L's. You're going to take L's. There's no way to get around the L's. You
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
take L's. That's the only way you can grow. You have to lose. You're gonna win and you're gonna have some major wins, but you have to lose. There's times where I've spent, a good amount of money sourcing something or trying to put something out, and maybe it doesn't do so well. It doesn't do so hot, or I don't make the full return. And that's okay. But it's the L's, it's the efforts, it's the risk. You have to take risk. And a lot of people think,
If
you're gonna get somewhere just playing it safe. You can't. You have to push the envelope, or you have to do something that's out of your norm. Or there's times where, like how we talked about seeding and getting my shirts to certain celebrities. There's times where I've sent it, nobody wore it, and that's okay. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because then I have moments like the one I just had, or when I had Chris Brown in concert over in, I think it was either London or Paris, and he's pulling his shirt out like "Free my brother," like. Those are huge moments for me, but it took a couple L's to even get to that point. And it took knowing the right person to even get it on them. So that's what it comes with. Networking, taking your time, understanding there's L's in this business. That's really what I would tell Brandon 6 years ago, because everybody jumps into it because they see everybody else doing it. And you think it's instant success. It's not. It's not. It's really not.
And then too, it's like coming from, the era of social media, like, I feel like taking L's, it builds character, I feel like.
1,000%.
And it also builds like strength and just like who really wants it the most.
Yeah.
Because nobody's gonna give you any handouts. But what was your like turning point? Like, because I feel like everybody knows you.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to boast your head.
No.
But everybody knows what you're doing. So when was the turning point? Like, okay, people starting to respect me as a creator.
I say, well, I could just walk you down a path. It was almost like, at first it started with the fashion, just kind of getting fits off, styling, doing things like that. And then it got to a lot of people talking about, hey, you need to drop something. You need to put something out that we can consume more than a social media post. And then once that happened, I've always thought about starting my own brand or wanting to be heavily immersed in fashion, but it was just like the right time. But I think enough, you got to thank your peers, because enough pushes, right?
Yeah.
Push you over the edge, and you'll do exactly what it is that you're meant to do. So, shout out my homies at Undefeated, Tommy, Jimmy, Nato, those guys. I used to go into Undefeated, I would say like 3 times a week. Hang out with those guys, watch those guys create, natural born creators. Like, they just got this in the bag. And they would always tell me, you need to do something. And I keep pushing them off until I got bullied. You need to do something. Dropped my first shirt. I had my boy Jimmy help me design it.
What year was it?
That was 2019.
Oh, okay.
Dropped the first tee. Jimmy designed it. We did 20K. First drop. But that's because everybody was ready to consume. So it was really nice, and just now it's just like, just keep building up. I keep doing my thing gradually. And don't put out something if you don't love it.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's my advice to you. Do not put out something if you don't love it. I've done it once and it hurt. It hurt.
Yeah.
I didn't like the feedback. I didn't like anything that I got from it. So put out something, whatever you put out because you love it. You know what I mean? And most likely it'll be received that way.
Are you your biggest critic? Are you always in your head before you drop stuff?
Brother, I'm an overthinker naturally. Yeah. But also too, I feel like in me overthinking is why certain successes come my way. I'm always thinking about almost like to the minute detail of how it'll be received, what I'm looking to gain, all of that. So I'm definitely my biggest critic, for sure.
When you drinking Hennessy or tequila, are you still an overthinker, or are you like chilling? What do those two make you feel?
I'm a dark drinker.
Yeah.
Manhattan old fashions, that's me. I think it's just traditional for me on some Capricorn shit. Not to get into astrology, but those are my drinks. So I feel like when I'm off dark though, that confidence is crazy. We got to be careful. We got to be careful with that. We got to be careful with the dark, especially, the situation. But yeah, off dark, I'm the man.
And at your parties, like, because going to your parties, you can't even get in the dough, man.
Hey, get a little wicked.
The shit be wrapped around the corner. Like, logistically, like, booking a venue or, like, partnering with, like, venues, like, getting, like, liquor sponsorships. What's the logistical path of, like, creating that space?
A lot of planning. You got to know exactly what you're looking for. The only thing that kind of throws me off at times is when there's way more people over capacity than expected. And now, I'm a people pleaser as well. I'm trying to break out of that, but I'm a people pleaser as well. I want everybody to have a good time. I want to make sure everything goes right. So running out of liquor at the last party, I apologize. We will fix it. We will be drunk, okay? But yeah, it's like down to liquor sponsors. It's really all just how you gotta pitch your vision. That's one thing that can get a little tricky because I'm a do-it-myself kind of guy. When it comes to budget, when it comes to anything, I'll pull it right out of my pocket and make it work. Because if I want to see it happen, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But as far as the parties go, it's just like they're gonna keep getting bigger and bigger, guys. So we gotta figure something out. Get there on time, please.
So 2016, it's a huge debate. That 2016 was the best year. I graduated in 2016.
Okay.
The Yak came out. Kodak Black, the Double XL freshman cover, like Lil Uzi Vert, like Lil Yachty was coming out. Do you think you, as a person that's like a music connoisseur or like really in tune with culture, do you think that was a turning point for like everything 2016?
1,000%. Because that's when mumble rap took over. That's where you had Lil Uzi, that breakout year, Money Longer. By Uzi, listen. And then also too, it was like a breakout year in fashion as well because you had a lot of people, they're like it's on some dare to be different type shit. Like people didn't care now because perception used to be everything. It used to be I'm worried about how my peers view me and things like that. But then you got this 5'4" artist in the tightest jeans ever, doing shoulder rolls and killing it, and everybody's just in love with dudes. So, in Playboy Cardi, you got those guys. So now that's the new generation. But if I was gonna say like, I'm big Hove guys. So 1994 and up, Blueprint, Reasonable Doubt. Those things mean something to me. I love the mumble rap. It's cool, but I got. I got blood, sweat, and tears in them eras right there. I got blood, sweat, and tears in them. Grew up off them. So, Mobb Deep. All of that. We got Kiss, we got Jada. You know what I mean? Like, those are things, hustler music, if you will. That's what I grew up off. So that's my era.
Jeezy, that's hustler
what?
music for
Come
me.
on.
When I turn on Jeezy, I feel like I could
Come on, man.
I could
Listen,
flip the biggest brick.
Don't listen to Jeezy in Atlanta, man. You're going to think you moving packs for real.
Very much so.
For real.
And going into like the fourth quarter of 2024, which is crazy. You flew by so fast.
Yeah.
What do you want like the last couple months, like finance-wise or just like reach-wise? Like what are you trying to do to end out the year?
I say as of right now, I'm having one of my best years ever.
Yeah.
So I just, I don't necessarily want to put a number on it.
Yeah.
I just want to grow, continue to grow, and maintain the momentum that I have right now. So it's like, that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people will get hot. Like, I hate to bring it up. It's like a Bryson Tiller moment, right? Don't get hot, go away, leave the public starving, then come back, and it's not the same. If you hot, keep the momentum up. And now I'm not saying to just drop dumb shit. I'm saying keep the momentum up and figure how to keep it going because momentum is everything, right? And it's just like basketball. This is a game of runs. That's the same way with fashion. It's a game of runs. You might be up, you might be down, but if you could figure out how to keep the run going, how to stay alive, how to keep putting points on the board, you're gonna eventually win, or at least I'm gonna tie it up in the fourth. You know what I mean? As of right now, like I said, I don't got no particular number. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, and we throwing another party. Believe that.
Oh yeah, I'm on the list.
Yeah, man.
Because
You in there.
he don't be answering the phone.
You in there. You in there. You in there. Everybody want to hit me the day of the party.
Yeah,
That's the problem. Everybody want to hit me the day of the party.
No, that's true. No last minute day. But it was a pleasure, boss.
My boy.
Brandon Martel.
Yes, sir.
Gary Tyler. If you know, you back at it. Good.
Good.